My name is Anthony with Happiness is a Gamble. Thank you for checking out my video. If you find some value in it, please like it. And if you want to see some more content, please subscribe. Today's video is 10 tips for building an in-ground hot tub, and preferably things that you consider before you start. Tip number 1, take some time to pick a contractor that is going to suit your needs. This is not a quick process, so if you take a few extra days or even a few extra weeks to make that decision, it's not going to be a deal breaker. It might save you a lot of headache in the end. Tip number 2, building in-ground hot tub is a messy job. There's a lot of dirt. People are going to get dirty. They're going to have to cut things and move things and dig things. So be prepared for that. There's going to be noise. It's not going to be neat and pretty until you get until the end. Now you can still expect that your contractors take care of your home and your property and all of that, but understand that it is a messy job. Tip number 3, calling it the right name. Is it a hot tub, a spa, or a jacuzzi? Is it any of them? Honestly, I don't know. There's no consensus on what you should call the in-ground thing that you're going to build, so we call it a hot tub, a spa, and a jacuzzi. So really, any of those words are fine. In this post, obviously, we refer to it as a hot tub, but in the blog post, I use all 3. So whatever makes you more comfortable, but as long as you get the result that you're looking for. Tip number 4, make no mistake about it. You are building a tiny pool. As you can see from the picture, the impact to the ground and what's needed to excavate is significant even for just a jacuzzi. So prepare yourself, is that everything involved in building a pool is also involved in building a jacuzzi, and it is a thorough process. Tip number 5, an in-ground hot tub is a custom build, and that means it can come with a custom price. Because unlike an above-ground spa that can be put anywhere that has a flat surface and electricity, this has to be built specifically to fit the space that you're going to put it and to move against whatever it is that you're going to put against it, including potentially a pool. So keep that in mind when you're considering what you want to spend and what you're actually planning on budgeting. Tip number 6 for building an in-ground hot tub. The plumbing and electrical for a hot tub is different than the plumbing and electrical for your house. Even if you know the best plumber who's been doing it for 50 years, it is a different ball game, and if your regular plumber does not know how to do pool plumbing, they're not going to do it correctly. Now, if you have plans, you might be able to outsource that to a regular plumber, but they're going to charge you a lot most likely because they're going to have to learn on the job. Same thing with electrical. There's different rules when you're dealing with a pool, when you're dealing with water, and not every electrician understands that or has that experience. In fact, I had a regular electrician screw up the wiring on my pool previously because he was putting a new panel in my house, and the sub panel for the pool, he changed the way that the breakers were installed, and I then didn't have a warranty on those breakers after they went bad. Tip number 7, this is a big one. Make sure that you familiarize yourself with the plans, that you know what is happening, what's going where, what the finishes are going to be, and what that you have verbalized is now on paper, because this can be a huge surprise once you get into different stages where costs and upgrades that you thought you were included or had been discussed had not been added into the final plans. Now, you may not be an architect and you may not know how to read plans, but if you spend some time, you can get a pretty good idea. You might need to Google some things, ask your contractor or your designer, whoever it is, what's going where, and make sure that you understand exactly what the plan is, because you don't want surprises at the end. In our jacuzzi build, we actually failed to do that, and so we wanted a lot more tile than what they had planned, and so it worked out okay because my brother-in-law is a tile contractor who has experience in both pools and in homes, so he was able to do all the tile work on our house and get us on the schedule relatively quickly compared to anything else. But it would have cost us a lot of time and a lot of money with anyone else. Tip number 8, this is just something to consider, but your pool may have some issues that are caused by adding your in-ground hot tub. Now I say this only because your pool is a contained system with plumbing, electric filtering, all of these different things that have been running together in a specific format for years, potentially decades. And changing any one of these things can throw your system off of balance issues that may have existed previously might come to light now that you never noticed or never had a problem with because your system kind of just run. Consider an old car, right? Like, there's kind of a saying is like, once you have an old car, you don't want to change anything, including the oil, because you might just cause it to break down. That's kind of how pools can be when you're remodeling them, which adding a jacuzzi, that's exactly what you're doing. So just keep that in mind. Even ours, which was only 3 years old, had some things that had to be corrected, had to be adjusted in order for it to run smoothly. So if those things pop up, don't be super surprised because it's entirely possible. Tip number 9, building your in-ground hot tub is not a DIY project. So I would recommend that you just take any of the thoughts of that out of your head and don't even consider it. So you need to get a professional to do this properly, because even the poor professionals are going to be better than you not knowing anything at all what you're doing. All of these subcontractors, typically are going to give a better price to the general contractor. Now, that's not to say that you couldn't be your own general contractor, because there are services that offer that, where they'll drop your plans, they'll do all the things for you and put you in contact with subcontractors, and all you do is coordinate that, negotiate the exact rates, and do those deals. That can be a way for you to save some money. But the actual work needs to be done by professionals, because there's a lot of things that you can screw up. And that's the last thing you want to do. Tip number 10 is just enjoy your damn hot tub. After all the work and all the effort that you would have put into getting this built, you should really enjoy it and appreciate it. And speaking of enjoying something, if you enjoyed this video, again, I hope that you can give us a like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting a variety of videos once or twice a month about different topics, different subjects of things that I am experiencing in life at the time. And please also check out the blog at happinessisagamble.com. Again, thank you for your time, and you have a great day.